Hey everybody, Melanax here. So I did mess up again. Um, I had recorded all of the end of the footage of the playthrough on pretty much like 2 sessions, and so it was about 4 hours of gameplay that I was going to chop up into different videos and set that out. However, I didn't realize that at some point OBS had changed my video settings and recorded the game with no audio. So it's completely silent, which is very upsetting. So I figured what I can do is just make this the last video of the playthrough and just kind of explain the ending and show some clips of it. So essentially what happens is after we craft the soul stone with Donan, we then meet up with Nirel and Lorath, and we need to go figure out where Elias is going to essentially summon Lilith to bring in the ending of everything, so that we can try and find her and end it. So we end up going into the swamp and like meeting with this like serpent that like guides us to this place called the Tree of Whispers. And the Tree of Whispers is this like all-knowing place that like essentially it's like the spirit of the world kind of like guides and protects us, but they don't give anything without taking anything. So we ask them where Elias is, and they say that they'll only help us if we help repay the debt that Elias owes them. So we figure out where Elias is, and the only way to do that is to go through this like Dark Souls coffin sort of situation where you go into this like coffin and you sink down underneath the water, and then you go through this dungeon and you find the offering that he had made to some god or something. I don't remember exactly what it was. And you realize that he left a part of his finger there to grant himself immortality. So we take the finger and we destroy it. Then we go chase down Elias and we kill him. And then the Tree of Whispers comes and collects his head and takes it back for the debt owed. Now that we've killed Elias and prevented the like resurrection of, or halted the resurrection of Lilith, we now need to go like down into hell and to kill her. So we finally go to some village or some like town with a castle, and we fight our way through, and we find that Inarius and the whole like legion of soldiers is going to attack hell to kill Lilith. So we go into hell, we make our way through there, and we end up finding, like as we like get through hell, we end up finding all of the Legion with Reverend Mother Prava just kind of like strewn about. Like they've gotten their ass beat and we don't know why. So eventually we end up going up to Prava and she tells us what happened. And it turns out that when they assaulted Hell, and the Legion went in there, Inarius fought Lilith and tried to beat her, but was killed by Lilith because Lilith finally told Inarius that, you know, the angels don't want you, you're a fuck up, you're a failure, and she kills him. And this causes the whole Legion to like fall apart. So we go to fight Lilith, and Lilith kind of like, and the only way we can like really catch her is by using like the all-seeing eye or whatever, and she then traps us in our own like hellscape. We have to fight our way out, and Mephisto comes and says, hey, I can get you out of here on one contingency, that you help me defeat Lilith. So we say, fuck it, okay, we'll take it. At this point we were being attacked and being surrounded, and Donan and Lorath and Nirel are protecting us. When we come back from this vision, Donan is dead. Donan had been hurt, and he dies. And that death was really powerful, because you see Lorath really struggle, and you see Nirel really struggle. There was a lot of emotion there, and that kind of really brought a lot of depth into it. And I really liked Donan's death. As sad as it was a very good keynote. I thought Lorath was going to be the one who died there, but instead Donan was the one who took the hit. So after we figure out that, you know, Lilith has made it to Mephisto's temple, we like haul ass over there, and Mephisto opens up a portal for us to get over there and open it up. So he opens up a portal for us. We go into the temple, and there we see. And Narelle, by the way, I'm sorry to mention this, Narelle has the Soul Stone, and we are now stuck with this spot, or stuck in this like conundrum of, do we capture do we capture Lilith in the Soul Stone and prevent her from completing her plot, or do we capture Mephisto? Because if we capture Mephisto, then we can kill Lilith, and we can control Mephisto and prevent him from, committing his next atrocity to humanity. So at the end, me and Narelle decide, or you and Narelle decide, that the best thing to do is to capture Mephisto's spirit into the Soul Stone, and then send Narelle away to go hide forever to prevent any demons or anything from capturing her. So then Lilith shows up, and then you get into this really big fight with Lilith. Of course, you end up defeating her, the usual things. But then you defeat Lilith, and you come out of the hellscape, and you're like, okay, I need to tell everybody that, the war is over, the war is won, we beat them. So Lilith dies, and we come back to Lorath, and he's telling us like all about like kind of what's to come. And so they go to bury Donan, and then at this point, as we're leaving this like temple, after going to bury, or on our way to go bury Donan, the Legion shows up, and they're calling us heretics, that we didn't kill the demons, and that we're allowing them to continue to live, and that we're the true enemy. So the Legion has kind of switched up on us and is now fighting us. Before, they were kind of like allies. We end up fighting off the Legion a little bit, and then, we go to bury Donan. I go back to the Haradrim chapel, and I find this letter. I give the letter to Lorath because it's only written in the Haradrim code. And it's essentially Narelle telling Lorath that you're never going to see me again. I'm running away. I'm hiding. And I'm going to go find a place to go put this Soul Stone. And that's kind of what leads into the Vessel of Hatred DLC. And so the beginning of the Vessel of Hatred DLC is that you see that the Soul Stone with Mephisto's spirit is slowly corrupting Narelle. And Narelle is like doing her best to fight off Mephisto's spirit and to prevent, him from breaking loose of the Soul Stone. And at this point, the Legion has turned and has become like a sycophantic, hyper-militaristic religious group of zealots, and their whole goal is to, kill all of those who helped create or helped continue the spirits of the demons to live, So we're kind of being chased down by them. We're trying to figure out where Lorath went. We're trying to figure out what's going on. And we end up finding out, I don't think we end up meeting Lorath. He's still kind of missing. But we end up finding this guy who helped Narelle escape. And we're trying to figure out where Narelle went. And so we're kind of like in the jungles, and we've discovered this like secret temple. I believe it's called the Temple to Tiamat, and that's where we believe Narelle is hiding. So that's kind of all of the story up until this point. It's a really good campaign, and the ending was shocking. Seeing Inarius die was not what I had expected. Donan dying was really shocking for me. I did not see that coming at all. And then capturing Mephisto, which I kind of liked. I thought it kind of added an extra layer, because at that point when I was, in the thralls of the story, I was like, oh yes, if we capture Mephisto, we capture the big bad, we can kill Lilith. And so that was kind of exciting. I didn't realize what the Vessel of Hatred campaign was until later on. I thought it was just like a seasonal DLC where they added more in-game content. So I kind of just kept recording. But anyways, I do appreciate you guys sticking around. I'm sorry this is the ending you guys got. It's not necessarily the ending you guys deserve. Um, I really liked Diablo's Force campaign. There were some pros, there were some cons, but it was still overall a very good story. I really liked it. I wish I was able to give it the proper send off that it deserved, because it was a good game. It was fun to play. It was fun to, record this and try doing something new, personally and creatively with the YouTube channel. I'm not done making videos. I'm going to continue to make more videos. I had actually, which is also unfortunate, I had also recorded the next part of a Let's Play series that I was going to do called a game called Viewfinder, which I was really interested in. The issue is that, again, the audio was all silent, so I'll have to restart that. I only recorded like 45 minutes of it, so it's really not that bad. But, you know, it's still kind of disappointing to see that this is how I have to kind of like end it. But at the end of the day, I really enjoyed the game. I finally hit the full end game. I hit level 60. I was able to do a lot of like the cool I did the nightmare dungeons. I did like, I think it's called like the abyss or whatever, where you can like raise the difficulty. And there's a lot that you can kind of really do with that now, and the build crafting has kind of changed a bit. So I do find that quite exciting. I do like that a lot. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at now. I want to say thank you all for sticking around and watching this series. And exploring that with me. I'm excited to see more. I'm excited to post more. Path of Exile 2 hopefully comes out soon. At the time of this recording, Battlefield 6 comes out tomorrow. So I didn't pre-order it because I behaved, but there's a good chance I'm going to end up buying it immediately after it comes out, so that way we have it. And that way I can record it, because that's going to be probably my next big game. So I do want to say thank you guys very much for sticking around. Don't forget to like and subscribe. There will be more content in the future. There will be more things coming. So yeah, this is the end of a series. I hope to have more. I hope to do more reviews soon, do a little bit more variety content. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.